What's up guys, I got a brand new video for you today, and OPPO reached out to me and said they wanted to sponsor a video showing the Reno10 Pro Plus and what it's capable of when it comes to portrait photography. And they were so confident in this camera system that they said I could compare it to the S23 Plus, and that's what we're gonna do today. It's okay. There's a stick here I'm trying to remove. 2, 1. Do you wanna look off to your right just a little bit more? Nice. Looks really good. The cutout on the hair is better on the Reno10 Pro Plus. We're trying to get as close as we can to a real camera. This is really cool. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. I'll count you in to look up a camera. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. So I'm pretty stoked. I've wanted to do the shoot for a while, and it's pretty cool that we can test it out on the new 64 megapixel periscope telephoto 3x camera and compare it to the S23 Plus's 10 megapixel 3x camera. Now, just briefly going over a few other features this phone has. It has a 50 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, and like I said, it has a 64 megapixel periscope telephoto camera, 16 gigs of RAM, 120 hertz OLED screen that's 6.74 inches with a peak brightness of 1400 nits. It's got a 4700 milliamp battery, and it can also do 100 watt fast charging. Well, the sun's coming out, so we'll see how it does with this exposure that we're currently dealing with. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Did I just nail it on the first take?
Did I nail it on the first take?
Oh, you're a shadow. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, I think I got it. So we've been keeping this video pretty simple, and we've just been mainly focusing on portrait mode, but I want to take it out of portrait mode now and just use the main camera, because the cool thing about this telephoto camera on the Reno10 Pro Plus is that it can actually crop in 2 more times on the sensor to get an optical 6x zoom, where on the S23 Plus it actually has to digitally zoom to 6x. So we're going to do that now. Really nice. We're getting so much like natural shallow depth of field because of the sensor. It's so hard to frame these two exactly the same. 3, 2, 1. Now this is where we start to see a big advantage for the Reno10 Pro Plus, being able to crop in on that 64 megapixel sensor versus the S23 Plus having to digitally zoom on the 10 megapixel sensor. You can see a lot more detail and it looks more natural. Well, we lost the sun, so that's fun. That is amazing. Looking off to your right a little more. Holy crap. If this is in focus, it's actually seeing your face. I'm surprised that it's actually seeing your face. I'm gonna get that from a low angle. Yeah, if we hold this out, hold that out a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna get one shot and then just hold it. I have to reframe this phone because I can't get them the same. You wanna know what's crazy? The S23 Plus is like making the sky like more blue and fake, more than the Reno10 Pro Plus, because the sky is more of like a storm cloud now out of nowhere. And look at how blue it's making the sky. Like, that's not how it looks. Both of these phones have really good computational photography, but they're very different in the way they process skin tones. And I don't want to say one's better than the other because I feel like that's kind of subjective. We already know the S23 Plus has a really great camera system and processing when it comes to portrait mode, but obviously there's an advantage to having that larger sensor on the telephoto camera on the Reno10 Pro Plus. And that does a few things: smoother background bokeh, more dynamic range, and obviously more detail, especially when you zoom in. But they both output a similar resolution image after processing, so you don't actually get a 64 megapixel portrait mode shot, but having that extra detail scaled down is noticeable, and I think it does help with isolating the subject from the background, because it always did a better job with background blur and consistently did a better job with strands of hair and tricky little spots. And it might be the best I've seen from any Android phone, especially for the price. Now, both of these phones can do a night portrait mode shot, so I quickly wanted to test that out and see how the bigger sensor on the Reno 10 Pro Plus would do, and it didn't disappoint, because when I compared it to the Galaxy S23 Plus, it looked like it had to switch over to the main camera and then digitally zoom in 3 times so that it could let more light in, but that's going to make the shot look super pixelated and not nearly as sharp as what the Reno 10 Pro Plus looked like, and that's because it was still able to actually do that portrait mode shot on the telephoto camera thanks to that 1/2-inch sensor. There's about to be a huge storm coming in, so let's get the final thoughts done here. They did an awesome job on the Reno 10 Pro Plus, and it's pretty obvious they've aimed this towards photography and, more importantly, portrait photography, and it's because they slammed that 64 megapixel 1/2-inch sensor into this telephoto camera, and that's crazy. And I can't think of anything in this price range that could even compete with that. And we compared it to the S23 Plus, which is quite a bit more expensive, and obviously they traded blows. The S23 Plus is a good phone, but it just can't compete with that extra resolution on this telephoto camera. Now, when it comes to image processing, that's kind of subjective. The S23 Plus is a little bit more contrasty, and it pushes that HDR a little bit harder, where the Reno 10 Pro Plus is a little bit more neutral and a little bit more even across the board. And I actually prefer that. Especially if you want to edit your images, you have a better base point to start from when your image is a little bit more neutral and things aren't pushed too crazy. Now, this is launching globally, and I'll have links in the description where you can find out more about this phone. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We got some really awesome images. Thanks to everyone involved for helping make this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you disliked this video, give it a thumbs down twice. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It is about to rain.